Have you ever stopped to think about what your city will actually feel like in just a couple of years? Well, today, we're going to jump forward to 2030 and explore what life could be like inside the smart cities that are being designed as we speak.
But hold on, before we leap ahead, let's bring it back to right here, right now. I've got a question for you. Just take a look around your own town, your own neighborhood. Is your city getting smarter? It's a question that's becoming more and more relevant every single day.
So, here's our game plan. First up, we're going to nail down what a smart city even is. Then we'll peek under the hood at the tech making it all happen. We'll take a little trip to 2030 to see what your day might look like, get real about the big challenges, and finally talk about how we actually build this future. Okay, first things first, what in the world is a smart city? I mean, we hear that term thrown around all the time, right? It can feel like just another buzzword. So let's cut through all that noise and get a real, solid handle on what we're actually talking about. You know, it's so easy to picture flying cars and all sorts of futuristic gadgets. But honestly, at its core, the whole idea is way simpler and, well, a lot more human. It all boils down to one simple goal: using data and technology to make life better for the people who live there. That's it. So, improving quality of life, what does that actually look like? Well, think of it this way. We're talking about public services that just work. A city that's greener and more sustainable. Everything just running more efficiently. And yeah, that helps the economy for sure. But maybe the most important part is creating communities that feel safer and more connected. That all sounds pretty fantastic, right? But how does it actually happen? How does a regular city become smart? All right, let's dive in and take a look under the hood at the tech that's powering this whole urban revolution. Get ready for this number: 75 billion. That's how many connected devices, the whole Internet of Things, are expected to be online by 2030. We're talking about sensors in our streets, smart meters in our homes, connected cars, everything constantly communicating. It's literally like building a digital nervous system for the entire city. But with all this data flying around, how does it actually make anything better? Well, it's kind of like a four-step process. First, you've got collection. All those sensors are gathering data in real time on everything from traffic to air quality. Second, communication. Super fast 5G networks zap that info where it needs to go instantly. Third, analysis. This is where AI crunches the numbers, finding patterns we'd never see. And finally, this is the magic step: action. The city's infrastructure can actually respond in real time, like rerouting traffic before a jam even forms. Okay, so we've covered the what and the how. Now for the really fun part, the why. Let's do a little time travel. Picture it. It's the year 2030. What does your day actually look and feel like in a smarter city? Well, for starters, your morning commute could be completely transformed. I want you to imagine a city with virtually no traffic jams. Seriously, an AI-powered grid is constantly monitoring traffic, talking to self-driving cars, and adjusting public transit routes on the fly. You just get where you need to go completely hassle-free. And it's not just about getting around. Back at home, your house is working with the city's smart grid. Your appliances automatically run when energy is cheapest, and your smart bins have already sorted the recycling and scheduled their own pickup. The whole city is working together toward a zero-waste goal. It's pretty incredible. And public services, they become proactive. They start anticipating needs. So yeah, you've got big things, like a bridge reporting its own stress factors for maintenance. But imagine your smartwatch flags an unusual health reading and instantly connects you to a city telehealth service. Or picture having a real voice in your neighborhood, using a city app to vote on a new park design, and seeing the issue get addressed in hours, not months. And this really gets to the heart of the whole vision. The goal isn't to be surrounded by tech that's constantly demanding our attention. No, it's about making the technology so seamlessly integrated that it just disappears. It becomes invisible, just quietly working in the background to make everything better. But this utopian vision comes with some very real questions and some serious potential downsides. You know, every powerful tool is a double-edged sword, and it's absolutely crucial that we look at the other side of this with our eyes wide open. This lays out the core tension perfectly. The promise of ultimate convenience runs right up against the peril of constant data privacy risks. That unprecedented efficiency could easily become a tool for mass surveillance. We actually saw this play out in Toronto, where a huge smart city project got canceled because of a public outcry over who would own and control all that citizen data. These are the fundamental trade-offs we have to navigate.
And that's exactly why it is so important to ask the hard questions now, before these systems are all locked in place. Who owns our data? Is it the city, a private company, or is it us? How do we protect it from being misused? And critically, who really benefits from all this? And how do we make absolutely sure no one gets left behind?
You see, answering these questions, well, it's not a technical problem, it's a human one. And that brings us to our final section as we think about what it really takes to build the city of the future.
And I want this to really sink in. Smart cities are not ultimately built with sensors or AI or 5G networks. Those are just the tools. They are built with our choices. The choices we make as a society about privacy, about fairness, about sustainability, about what kind of community we truly want to live in. And that leaves us with one final and maybe the most important question to think about. We know we have the technology to build a city that is smart, but can we build one that is also wise? That is the real challenge and the real opportunity for 2030 and beyond.